let me just say thank you all for clicking on the video. Let's get right into it. So, I saw Spider-Man No Way Home again in 2024. The date right now I think is July 20th, whenever this video is going up. And I'm doing it all in one go. So everything's just, moving on real time, yada yada yada, who cares? But No Way Home is fucking great, guys. Like, actually, it's really fucking good. It continues right after Far From Home, and after it picks off, I wanted to go into this movie appreciating John Watts, the director, and I also wanted to go into it appreciating the actors, Tom Holland. I'm a Tom Holland fanboy. I'm 22, so he's around my age too, as well. But I wanted to go into the movie appreciating John Watts and everything that he's done, because he kind of had a lot to do with this movie. Like, I don't know how you can handle the end of Far From Home, like, make that into its own thing, wrap it up, handle the 5 villains, multiversal villains from other universes, explain it well enough to make sense, reasonably so, through dialogue, then handle the 2 Spider-Men and their storylines. Like, it's a lot, and it all makes sense. It all works, and it's all really fucking good. Because when it starts off, it goes straight into Mysterio, and then as he's swinging through Times Square, and the shots of swinging too look beautiful. Like, the cinematography, I didn't remember that it looked that good. I guess it was just all too chaotic the first time I saw it in theaters. The only time I saw it was in theaters, at least all the way through, like a movie format, sitting with the scenes and stuff, like not clips on YouTube. But, and I've kind of forgot that. Like, I knew some swing scenes, like in the subway and stuff, but I was pleasantly surprised with how well they looked, especially with Tom Holland in the suit, the one I'm wearing now, at the end of Far From Home, and it was great. The dialogue's annoying with the bro stuff, but the fact that MJ's scared by sitting on the bridge and Peter's not is great character, just in general, because it makes sense that Peter wouldn't be scared of being on the bridge. Obviously MJ would, she's a regular human, but the fact that she also kind of has to trust Peter even though she's scared, and says, oh, I told you I wouldn't do this before, because web swinging is probably horrifying for anybody if you're not Peter or Spider-Man. Like, look at this, you have stories up, doing all of this, like, you're not built for this. So it's kind of scary, and it's just kind of cool, especially when they get back to the apartment and like swing through Manhattan or New York, wherever they're at, in like seconds. That's great how Peter knows a shortcut too, and would know to go through the city would lead him to the house faster, and especially because the already can't touch that his house. And whenever he gets there, the Happy and May stuff is funny, especially because Jon Favreau is putting that stuff in the movie, which is just kind of hilarious, how he's just getting with Marissa Tomei, Aunt May. But yeah, it's kind of fucking funny that he would put that in himself. But after they break up, the fact that they catch him having sex is weird, but I'll allow it. And Peter kind of just wants life to be normal for however long he can, because whenever he gets back to his apartment, the only thing he wants to talk about is Happy and May's relationship, how Happy's crying, how he thought that they were a couple, how he thought that they were good together, but obviously the world and media and, oh, sorry Peter, and like the news outlets won't let them, obviously, that makes sense, but that's kind of good character development, because Peter's only like 17, and his life is kind of crashing down at this moment, and the only thing he wants to do is just be a teenager, be a human. He doesn't want to talk about anything Spider-Man related. He just wants to be Peter Parker for however long he can muster that, by closing the blinds, or closing the helicopter, turning off the TV, shutting up Aunt May, until he just can't anymore. And then the 2 worlds collide, and that's just kind of great Spider-Man. Great, yeah, it's great, love it. excuse me, fuck. But then after that shit, especially with them not getting into college, it was great, but I kinda wish we saw more of it, especially with Peter in school. We didn't really get to see much of it. In the extended scenes that I was watching throughout the YouTube video, they didn't include it, but I clicked off it to watch the small bits and clips that were also on YouTube, that were in like 4K. So I got like the 3-hour Spider-Man No Way Home like premium footage. God damn it. I'm on Zero Spaces too. But it was really fucking cool. And I was really happy that I got to see it. But even through all of that, the fact that Peter's life was interrupted is great, but it wasn't really handled too long, mostly because they decided to only do it for a scene and then get to the next thing, because they had a lot of ground to cover in the movie. But even after, the whole Doctor Strange stuff is fine. I just wish we got more with Peter handling Aunt May, or like the abuse that Spider-Man has on him, because she should be like, yeah, MJ should be like, yeah, Peter, I'm struggling for coffee in high school. You're struggling, like, making sure humans are alive to see their families the next day. Like, how are you as a human? They didn't really handle the mental health side of things, except the FDA bringing it up to May, which is kind of funny, because I never thought about that until now, until they brought it up. But, they didn't really bring it up outside of that one thing. Except, when Daredevil was like, yeah, every charge is dropped on you. But, fucking how? But, whatever. I'll allow it, fine. And then, even after that, I didn't actually realize that, even after Doctor Strange's wish, that has to happen. I'll allow it too. But, I didn't know movies were just one giant fan fiction. And I guess I'm stupid, or like one giant fan animation, but during the Doc Ock fight, I'm pausing it to rewind it to catch every like fight, every like block, every parry, everything like that. And it's great because, yeah, I remember that I'm like just a sidewalk in the middle of a Tuesday, but even besides that, it's great because it's Peter Parker just handling this villain that he's never seen before, boxing him 1v1, just kinda going crazy, and he's handling it perfectly. Like, he kinda takes every punch. The helicopter doesn't damage him, the cement pipe doesn't damage him, and even the Spidey sense with the MIT lady is great, because he's saving people as he's handling Doc Ock. And that's just kind of all that we want from Spider-Man. Ah, damn it. I guess I should have stuck with it. But even after that, after Peter saves like a whole family of 3 from falling off the bridge, like, that's beautiful. He's climbing up the web, climbing up the car, one hand grabs the car, and I feel like my arm would fall out of his socket, but that's just the beginning of the fight. Like, I forgot about that shit. That's tense as fuck. God, dude, that's great. That's great. I love it so much. And then the fight starts. He's dodging, weaving, and then it's just beautiful. Good choreography, jumping on top of the cars. Doc Ock just going crazy with the tentacles. And then even after Peter gets thrown, talks shit about his girlfriend. It's so... And then even after it ends, when Peter takes the needle in the chest, it shows how durable Spider-Man is. I just kind of hate how it ends. Except the MIT lady acknowledging Peter as a hero. I kind of love how she does that, because no one does that. No one acknowledges that without Spider-Man... That's stupid. No one acknowledges that without Spider-Man, the world would be fucked. Everyone would be so fucked if Spider-Man was not there. But apparently she acknowledges it, and Peter is so humble and just scoffs it off, because, yeah, that's just kind of what he does. The fuck where, dog? I don't care. Peter scoffs it off because that's just him. Like, of course he's gonna just brush it off. He's not gonna think about that. That's just kind of what he does. And then when he gets the hybrid suit, that's just kind of stupid, but whatever. And then even after the Electro fight, going into that fight, the swinging into... Sorry, water.
Alright, what do we got?
The swinging into the Electro fight as he's going through the trees and the power cables, it's just kind of really fucking good. And what I like about it the most is that I forgot all of this was included. I forgot they did all of this stuff. Because I thought that they didn't include any of the Electro fight with Spider-Man and Tom Holland. But apparently they did. So I'm just kind of stupid. And when they showed it, he's swinging through the trees, he's dodging the blast, he's charging too. And like, I remembered the jokes, and I remembered all of that stuff, but I didn't remember the fight. I thought it was just Sandman showing up. And that was really cool, because I got to see that in movie format. I got to see Electro fight Tom Holland. And that's even after the Doc Ock fight. So they're just bouncing off the momentum perfectly. And they do a really good job. John Watts and the stunt people do a really good job at this shit, guys. Like, No Way Home is great. So far, from like the hour. From the hour I've seen, it's phenomenal. And Jamie Foxx is great. And I'm happy that Sandman, if you think about it, Sandman is camping out, and I know he helped Spider-Man, and that's cool because that shows he would have helped Tobey Maguire too, but he didn't help Tom Holland to begin with, or Spider-Man to begin with. This is what you have to think about. He didn't help Spider-Man to begin with, because Tom Holland's character, Spider-Man, was in the black suit. He was in the black and gold suit. And I don't know if people catch this as the first watching the movie, but I only caught this now. And since the last time Sandman saw him was in the black suit, he didn't help Spider-Man. And that's just kind of cool. I don't know, that's just kind of cool. That's just kind of cool. And I guess even after, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna help you. It's me, Spider-Man. Like, come on, don't you remember me? And then, even though he doesn't understand what's going on, I'd be scared once fucking Tom Holland teleported this man. I would be horrified. Horrified. Because that doesn't exist where they're from. And that's also cool that the MCU is the only universe where magic exists. But that's the conversation for another day. And then even after that, Peter still has to rescue the other two. And the plots are still going. And Peter has to clean up the electric cables, because if you remember, he's still getting flack from Mysterio. Even though, like, Mysterio in the trials, he's not gonna, like, be ruled a killer in the court of law. He still is the public opinion, the court of public opinion. And that's great, because he has to clean up the Electro attack. Excuse me. Even though he saved Electro and saved the people, saved Sandman, and saved probably a lot of lives, and the internet, he still can't really do anything about what the news outlets are going to say to him, because he kind of has to be responsible for that stuff. And so he stays to clean up the power lines after breaking them, which shows he's incredibly fucking strong too. That's insane. But he stays, cleans up, goes to Green Goblin, and even after he's deranged and like a homeless person essentially, May kinda tricks Peter essentially. Like, and I don't like that. It's not Peter's responsibility at that point. He's just a babbling guy. Like, he really is just a babbling guy. And I guess it's his responsibility, but not really. But if they didn't bring him back, then they wouldn't have figured out to save the people. Or at least how to save the people. But at that point, that's when I realized that... Sorry, I don't want to fight these people.
Move. I've never hunted something like that before.
That's when I realized that the movie is kind of getting scary, because Peter's now collecting 4 villains without even a scratch on him. He's alive, everyone's alive, when is shit gonna get real? And then I realized, oh, it's only a matter of time. Let me cook. And then I just stopped, get off the scene, and watched the elevator scene. And it was just the most peak 8 seconds of my life. And even after that, I was just waiting and waiting. The fact that Tom Holland makes all of those kills shows how smart Peter Parker is in general. And then Green Goblin offering him like a scholarship into his universe is just really fucking cool. Because that's just a masterful writing too. And then we finally get into it. We finally get into Peter Parker versus Green Goblin. And it gets with the Spider Sense scene. And that shit had me on the edge of my seat. The heart was thumping. I was glued to my screen just watching it. And then I was watching that shit in 4K, watching Peter get ragdolled, watching him fling up in air. What's it called? And do this. Do the fucking pile driver. Do the cement floor. And do the condo. And it's just great. Like, it's actually just one of the most peak fight scenes, like, you're going to get. And then even before that, guys, so you have Doc Ock for like 7 minutes, right? Then Electro for like 5 minutes. And then we're getting the apartment fight for like a good 7 minutes. That's insane, and the movie isn't even done. And as we're getting the apartment fight, guys, that's kind of peak right there. The choreography is beautiful, because Peter's still holding back is what you have to think about. He's not going to immediately whoop Green Goblin's ass, because he kind of handled Doc Ock like it was nothing. Not nothing, like yeah, he struggled, but he still didn't one-punch him, which Peter Parker can easily do. I don't know, that's what you always have to think about. Sorry, let me focus up and get this. But even after the apartment fight, dude, Aunt May, as he's choking him, saying, too weak to have it all, strong enough to have it all, too weak to take it, or some shit.
Whoa! Oi, oi, oi!
The fuck? The fuck? Oh. That's cool, I guess. But even after he jumps off the wall and shit like that, like, I feel like if I was Spider-Man, I would be trying. Like, he just got thrown through a wall, and like, it's not even like he's trying to knock him out with that, but they'll go to sleep punches. They'll go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Like, aren't you an average ass fucking human? You were a homeless person 10 seconds ago. What the fuck is happening? Go to sleep, I'm punching you in the face. Why are you just laughing me off? Why are you laughing in the face of me? And even after, like, he's being body slammed, he's probably like, ow, 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 ow. Yeah, he broke a rib or two, but he's not really thinking about killing him. Not until Aunt May dies. Like, he's getting bodied, he's getting mollywopped, but... And yeah, he's trying. I'm not fighting him, I'm sorry.
I'll take it from here.
Nope. But even after he's getting body slammed, it just kind of is unfortunate that he ends up being below Green Goblin. Because he's being choked out at that point and he's just out of strength from being body slammed. He's tired, you know? He's fought all of those people for the entire day. He hasn't really slept. And I think people need to think about that too. Because as he's being choked out, he's kind of unable to do anything. And Aunt May saves his life. I was thinking about why Aunt May is there, and Aunt May saves Peter's life. Peter's going black right now by being choked out by Green Goblin. Aunt May comes, does the serum. It's not even to change him out of Green Goblin. It's just to help Peter and keep him alive. And we all know Aunt May's going to die, but God, it's just horrendous. Because I wouldn't survive that shit, and no one else would either. And Peter's gotta watch it happen. And it's beautifully acted by Tom Holland and Marissa Tomei. Tom Holland doesn't want to accept it, and it's just so sad to see. I cried like a bitch. Ooh, we're at 20 minutes. Sorry, I'm thinking if I should end it. Nah, yeah. I'll at least see if this one does well. I'm talking to myself. Yeah, so y'all, you be the judge of this. If you actually watch this, let me know if you want me to stop it at 20 minutes. And if you are just stopping after like 2 minutes, and you're like, I want a shorter review, then I'll say skip to 20 minutes. So that, or some shit like that, right? Okay. But yeah. After Aunt May dies, like, that's insane. I was crying. Tom Holland just beautifully acted it. And I was just ready to kill Green Goblin. But what sucks about it is they didn't let it sit. We got Tom Holland in Times Square. Tom Holland in Times Square being berated by JJJ and James Jonah Jameson and shit. And like, I like how he's the podcaster and his setup progressively gets better throughout the movie. That's kind of funny. But, and the Iron Man Jr. thing. But besides that, the fact that like he's overlooking Times Square as Aunt May died, being shot by pallets, is literally father. Only relative is dead, and you're being berated that you can't do shit. That's terrible, bro. I would also feel like everyone hates me. But what sucks about that is not even 5 minutes after Aunt May dies, Times Square scene after, Zendaya and Ned gets magic to wish for Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. So as I'm wiping away my tears, or as I'm still crying and grieving about Aunt May, I'm already looking at Andrew Garfield, and Andrew Garfield is staring at me in the face. So they should have had more time, more scenes, or at least one more scene of Peter swinging to the high school to grieve about Aunt May, his inner monologue that I want to kill Green Goblin. And I guess we did get that after Toby and Tom showed up, and the introduction's fine, but it's weird because it's not really that cool. It's fan servicey and I still cheered every time, and it's a great introduction, but it's kind of weird when you think about it because it's in Ned's living room, but whatever. But we should have had more time with May's death. But whenever they get to the high school, we get that, and that's cool. But more time with Tom Holland before that. And the introduction with Tobey Maguire and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, fuck me. And the two Spider-Men are just great. Like, the way that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and the way that he thinks about it is, oh, I just jumped through this fucking portal, I don't know where I am. These people are asking that I'm Spider-Man. Well, I know I'm Spider-Man, what's gonna prove it to them? Let me just jump on the ceiling and show them that I'm defying gravity by just sticking on my hand to the ceiling with 4 fingers. And Zendaya's like, you're not Spider-Man. Prove it. Does that. That's not enough. How is that not enough? Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it literally is. Because it is. You're literally defying gravity. And you're still saying that he's not Spider-Man? And then what's funny is he says the same thing as Tobey Maguire. And even after one shot of them doing the little standoff of Andrew Garfield shooting his webs, Tobey Maguire is able to figure out, or Spider-Man is able to figure out that he doesn't have organic webs. He thought it was just kind of a hoax or a fluke at one point, but he instantly webbed his organic webs. He instantly webbed up his web shooter after like the 1 second standoff, which shows how fast the two Spider-Man reaction time is, just with each other without holding back, and that how smart they are that he's able to figure that out after 1 millisecond of an exchange. That's crazy. And then he senses that they need help, all that stupid shit. But what I like is that they mentioned Ben, they mentioned Gwen, and then they mentioned that Andrew Garfield stopped holding back. And I know people already talked about this, but it makes it even cooler because it gives us context for after Tasm 2, and it also addresses Spider-Man not holding back and just how horrifying that is. And I teared up at that because Andrew Garfield's a great actor, but how scary Peter Parker not holding back is. Like, instead of just 2 tapping dudes, you're running up and 1 tapping him. We see it at the end. Whenever he stops holding back Green Goblin, he's stuck him, 1 punch to the floor, done. Like, straight into the floor, clean right hook, instantly into the pavement in a millisecond. If that was a regular human dude, your head would have been off. You would have been decapitated. And I didn't think about that the first time I saw it. But, yeah. Like, you would have been decapitated if you're a thug. And that's insane. I know there's a comic with Superior Spider-Man, with Doc Ock controlling Spider-Man in Peter's body, that he punches off criminal's jaw with 1 punch. He doesn't know how strong Spider-Man is, and he doesn't know that Peter holds back every second. But that's insane. That's kind of like that. Like, that's crazy. And even after that, whenever Spider-Man show up, the movie's just completely different. It has to handle the 2 universes, and the dialogue between them is great. The way that I already mentioned Gwen and everything, but Toby continuing his lineage, and how he makes MJ work, and he probably has a wife and kid now, so MJ probably is just wondering where he's at. And then, even with that, Andrew's the broken soul and the lost soul, wondering what his life and journey is now after Gwen's death. And Toby's the guiding light for him that made it all work. And that's really cool to see. Especially because Ned, when he asks Toby about, like, his best friend, I would respond the same. Best friend tried to kill him, and then died in his arms. Because, yeah, mood. But then Ned's like, I promise I'm not gonna kill you. And I like it because when Andrew Garfield gives him, like, the shoulder tap of respect, as Spider-Man, he's like, damn, bro, now that you know, I'm not doing that. Because even though Ned didn't ask, Toby, even though Andrew had the same fate, Toby Maguire had the same fate with the best friend, Andrew had the same fate as Toby as well with the best friend, and, Harry, even though he didn't directly say Harry. So he was making sure to watch in the background and pay attention to what he said. And then, when he gave the shoulder tap with Ned, he was like, damn dude, I never told you about my best friend, but since you know that it happened before, you can stop the cycle. And now it's not gonna happen. Hopefully not gonna happen then in the next movie. And I kinda like that, because that's just kinda, that's cool. Like, that's great writing. I would never have thought of that before. Oh, this is where Peter flipped out. That'd be cool if there was a dialogue. He's like, wow, that was crazy when I went to the black suit. But I guess not. That's fine. I wonder where that tunnel led to anyways. I guess it was a dead end. That's weird. But what I like about it is Ned just, and Tom Holland has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. But they're not gonna tell him obviously, because like you can't like ruin the future. And let's just hope it doesn't come to fruition. Fingers crossed. Although there was some. Never mind. I won't say anything. Even after that, it's kind of the final fight then. And what's great about that is the dialogue as they're setting up the final fight is really cool because we got to see how they interacted. In the extended scene that we saw, it showed him talking about the organic webs more, Andrew Garfield geeking about his organic webs. We got to see more about the villains, more about each other's life. And Andrew Garfield said something about second chances. He was saying that, yeah, I'm just really glad, like, I've always thought about what I would do if I got a second chance. Like, now I finally do. And then Tobey Maguire said, yep, what I would do for a second chance. And he's like, yeah, it feels good to have it again. So, how's, something, something, something. And then it's the back scene. But it's just really more human and more genuine. And they kind of just let it breathe. But I see why they would cut it. And then, it's funny that Angie was kind of self-deprecating. And Toby had to be like, I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Obviously, because the Amazing Spider-Man. I haven't been on this bridge before. Sorry, this looks beautiful right now. Sorry, I don't know if I'm the only one. Probably because I'm the only one watching this. If not, that'd be funny. But most likely. But yeah, I don't care. This is cool, dude. Look how cool this looks. I don't know. I guess I'm geeking. I guess I'm glazing. But the final fight starts off too, and it's really fucking great because they don't know how to work together, hitting each other with the webs. And I like that the spider sense is all being confused probably with one another. And that's just kind of great because I wouldn't have thought about that. And I like that they were curing each other's villains. I like that they made the cure for each villains. Shows how smart they are. And then Daya's MJ brought it up too. Especially that, like, oh yeah, there's just 3 of you. Because everyone knows how smart Peter is except Peter. But there's 3 of them. So now it finally shows how smart 3 Peter Parkers would be. Because like that shit would really change the fucking tide. And they really built this shit in a high school lab. So, yeah. It's crazy. Especially because the whole universe stuff. With Mary Jane being Michelle Jones. Or in the other universe it's Mary Jane Watson. That's just kind of cool. But then the movie ends. And the movie's really good with the ending. And I like how Toby got stabbed, but since he's used to being stabbed, he mentions that he's been stabbed before. And I also like that their back hurts and they're probably as tired from being Spider-Man now. The moves that they do throughout the final fight is dope. With Andrew Garfield doing a slingshot on the side of the building.
Sorry about that.
The whole rescue with Gwen Stefani. The whole rescue with MJ is great. Mirroring how he would have done it with Gwen. And what else? Oh, I like the final swing grew on me. The final suit too grew on me too. Especially because the ending made me cry. And I appreciated the coffee scene more. Because Peter really did want to talk to MJ. He really did want to be like, hey, I want to talk to you. I really want to show you that I'm here. I prepared the speech and everything. I want to show you that, like, I'm here for you. Like, even though you probably forgot about me, I'm not going to give up on you. But then when he did get there, yeah, like, guys, it's really beautiful. I'm gonna glaze it for like 5 minutes. But when he got there with the love letter, he walked up to the coffee shop, and he was fully prepared to talk to her. He walked in, saw MJ, saw that she was already talking to Ned still, and that's great. They both got into colleges, which showed that him being Spider-Man and not knowing him already has positive outlook on his life. Still, he's still gonna go through with the plan. And then, he also kind of visits her up too. Because when she says, he also is like, oh yeah, I heard you going to Boston. And then she's like, oh yeah. He's like, are you excited? Are you excited about Boston? And she's like, I don't know. If, I always say disappointment something. And then he finishes the quote that she says for her. Which, since I have a girlfriend now, I realized that apparently that's just like the sign. That's just like the sign, right? That's the sign. So he's whizzing her up, doing all the moves. And then what she does is like, oh, bet. This nigga Peter Parker? Okay, Okay, he just finished this quote for me that I always say all the time. Let me put the moves on him. Yeah, you know, not bad, not bad. And then after, she moved her hair back because she wanted to look pretty, and then she wanted to get the number. She wanted to keep talking to Peter. So she moved her hair, moved it from the forehead, and then she stood, there was a wide shot with her and the cashier, and she actually moved closer to Peter. She physically moved closer to Peter even though she'd never met him before. She just felt like they should be together. She felt like he was the one. They had that special connection, you know? And Peter did such a great thing. It's so sad. Because I really wanted them to be together. And Peter did the mature thing. And once MJ moved her hair back, tell that would mean nothing to anybody else. But since it's Peter, he saw the Band-Aid. And he mentioned it because obviously he knows where she got it from. The final fight that almost killed her. And when he mentioned it, she said, "Oh yeah, does it hurt?" And she said, "Oh, it doesn't really hurt anymore." And then, that's not even a bad thing for MJ to say, but it just shows that she already forgot about the final fight. She knew she got injured, but she doesn't know how or why or who. She doesn't know Peter, she doesn't know Spider-Man. She doesn't know Peter Parker, she doesn't know him. So then Peter did the mature thing. He realized that that's what happened. In that split second, he realized that even though he felt it, even though he knows he could raise her up, he could do the whole thing, he could talk to her again, because that's what MJ would have wanted, you know? Because they're meant to be together. He doesn't do that. And he puts the note back in his pocket, and he says, "Nope, that'll be all." That's stupid how he leaves. But he says, "Nope, that'll be all." And then walks away. Walks out of the diner. Doesn't get the happiness. It's not even that Peter deserves suffering. Peter could get the happiness again. All you need to do is just be friends with them again, you know? Because you're still friends with them. They are like, yeah, they don't know Peter Parker exists, but the only thing that happened is that you're a fresh slate. Just imagine you go to a new work environment, because the people don't know you for the first time. So that's all Peter has to do with MJ. He already finished the quote for her, so he already is in her mind. He's already doing it. He's already planting the seeds. But he made the smart move to say, yeah, no, I don't want to hurt her. I know she almost died. I know I could kill her. I don't want to do it again. So let me not. Maybe I don't deserve happiness. And that's fine. That's okay. Because he emulated his suit, the suit I'm wearing now. He made it after the Spider-Man. He emulated it after the red and blue that Tobey Maguire had in his suit. And then he also did it after the TASM 2 suit. As you can see, with... If I can find it, I'm sorry. Boom. Red and blue, correct? And then if you keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Sorry, back more then. Oh, here it is. Yeah, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, right? You see it? But then if you think about it, with Tom Holland's first suit, I don't give a shit now. With Tom Holland's first suit, what was great about it is that it didn't really have the Spider-Man colors. You didn't even think about the red and blue. He never thought about it once. It was just kind of something that he did. And because of that, he didn't really think about it. Even with this suit, this is a suit that Tony Stark made for him. So he never thought about the color design. He thought about it with this suit, and it looks really good, because he kept the red, but the black is dope. And then with the spider, because the Stark spider, and then with the back, like that's just sick. But then after seeing the people and modeling after them, he made it perfectly after the two Spider-Man. Because the red and blue design just looks great. If you could look at the belt, look at the strap, look at the junk, look at the bulge, the eyes. It's a direct one-to-one recreation. It's beautiful. And I think on that note, I think I'm gonna end it. That's a long time for me talking. If you stayed, thank you. Don't know why. I guess I'll try to make it shorter. Yeah, I don't know. I just want to talk about my thoughts. But it's hard to do that in a short amount of time. Because I just notice a lot of stuff. So I want to talk about everything I notice. And it's more about just me expressing my thoughts about the movie. And if you guys enjoy it, you guys enjoy it. So yeah. I don't know. Yeah, let me know. But I just really enjoy that movie. Spider-Man No Way Home is a phenomenal movie. It's just, I think, honestly, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for Spider-Man story-wise. Like, character-wise with Tom Holland, it's great. And especially because I teared up and cried at the end of the MJ and Tom Holland scene. That was beautiful. Because he desperately wants to be with MJ again. But he knows that he can't. And the acting is just so great. It's really great. Like, it's actually great. And, it's so sad. I'll probably rewatch it after I upload this. But just go back and watch the movie if you can. It's on YouTube. Someone posted it. It's 2 hours and like 48 minutes. But you can go in and watch the other clips on YouTube that's in 4K. Because obviously people have it posted there as well. So it makes the experience so much better. The only thing I wish is we got another scene of Tom Holland swinging, a better one, but it's fine for like the 30 seconds. CGI could have been better too. I just also wish we got a scene of Toby and Andrew in their respective universes. But besides that, yeah, I'm gonna go play Hi-Fi Rush. I'm kind of bored of swinging. The Zero Swing Assist. It's kind of going crazy though. Bye guys, have fun. Stay safe. Hope you enjoyed. And comment down below if you didn't. What would I could change? Yeah, bye.